What influencers do y'all follow that make you so unhappy when you watch them do something?
Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaomi aka Petite Diva, and in this video we are discussing influencers and how much they make. Now this video is inspired by a certain lady who came online to say that influencers make too much money and she doesn't think that they should make that much money. Now we're going to check out what exactly she said. We're going to check out people's response to what she said, and then I'll come back to share my own thoughts. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, let's get into this video.
Look, I'm not a pocket watcher or nothing like that, but these influencers make way too much money. Like, there has to be some type of, like, something to stop this shit, because there's no way that, like, influencers make more than doctors. And that just shows you how much money goes into, like, advertising and how much people are willing to spend on consumerism. Like, somebody posting a wig review or makeup review can make a company like millions and millions of dollars. So these influencers get their fair pay, like, fair enough. But that shit is not, like, that shit is OD. Like, these influencers, like, I'm sorry, like, oh, but she works for her money. Like, bitch, she films makeup reviews. It's literally just a makeup review, and I get it. But bitch, like, people are in hundreds and thousands of dollars of student loan debt to be doctors, to make sure that your heart can pump in your chest, and you're justifying somebody who literally just puts on mascara to make that much money. Like, that is completely unnecessary. Like, it's never that serious. And I think, like, a lot of people that want to chase this, like, influencer lifestyle and, like, make money off of the internet, like, that's actually very horrible. Like, it's no better than just being a, like, capitalist. Like, you're just getting paid to sell people shit that they don't need. Like, it's literally just overconsumption, and that shit is actually really, because so many people are chasing, like, beauty standards or whatever the case may be. So they'll buy and buy and buy and buy, trying to be more beautiful. But it's like, you're just, I don't know, it's like perpetuating this cycle that's really keeping us trapped. Like, I don't know, like, people really will gain it. It's I don't know. And the crazy part about it is that, like, these influencers will go and spend and do all this lavish shit because that's what gets them views. People are literally spending and spending and spending and spending money just so that they can get views. Like, it's people who literally have to go like, it's crazy because that's horrible. Like, your content is dependent on you going into debt, potentially. Like, you have to spend more and more and more money for views. Like, that keeps you trapped in a cycle too. Like, there's just so much better things to do with your money. And, like, if you're an influencer and you have that much money that you're pulling in for and I'm sorry, quite frankly, doing nothing, because, like, your niche is things that we don't need. Like, we don't need, like, makeup tutorials. We need food, water, and shelter, and people don't have that. And it's like, I don't know, I just feel like if you were an influencer and you're making millions, like, plus, like I'm talking about multi-million dollars, like, you do not need that much fucking money. Like, that is some shit that, like, I feel like every influencer needs some type of foundation. And I'm not talking about, like, giving, oh, I just got all this PR, I'm giving it all back to you. Bitch, that's spending $0. And, like, I know it, like, it sounds like I'm talking about Michaela, but, like, Michaela is literally just like I'm just using her as, like, a figure to represent what a lot of these influencers do. But it's like, I don't give a that you're giving back your PR. That was all free to you, which is also bullshit. But it's like, if you're really gonna, like, spend some actual money.
Okay, so we've seen exactly what she said. She has several more videos on that topic. I will leave a link to our page so you can watch it. But let's check out what people have to say about what she said, and then I'll come back to share my thoughts.
I just saw a woman complaining that influencers get paid way too much, and I found that very disappointing, especially coming from another woman. Influencing is a woman-dominated industry or workspace, and that video was definitely giving some misogyny undertone. For the longest, women's jobs have not been considered work and have just been seen as unseen labor. Like, things such as caregiving, stay-at-home moms, all that historically have been seen as not work because women dominate in those things. And now it's becoming evident that a lot of people that complain that influencers get paid too much have that same rhetoric that it's not work because women are doing it, which just discredits the amount of effort and work it actually takes to be an influencer and to build an audience. And influencing is one of those things where you can only see the finished product. You don't get to see the behind the scenes, which makes people downplay the actual work that goes behind the scenes. For example, I am a mother. You probably didn't know that. It is literally midnight right now. My baby is asleep and my husband is asleep. I have to make time to make content. You're just seeing this final product and you're thinking, I'm just filming a little get ready with me, that I have a chilled life and I have nothing to do all day but just like sit around and put on my makeup, where it's like, this is work to me, this is a passion to me. I have to sacrifice and literally put in the work. So the next time you feel like influencers are getting paid way too much, just remember that for most of them, it took 5 years, 10 years to get where they are, to build their audience. Some of them are not even filming in real time because they have other busy lives. They are trying their best to make it in this world, to make it on these platforms, because if it was easy, everyone would be able to do it.
That creator that got all y'all mad after she said that influencers make too much money and they're exploiting you, y'all are so unaware that the reason why you're offended is because you fit the bill, babes. You fit into exactly what she's talking about and you relate to the things that she's saying. Look, if you're just another goes to Pilates like she said, but you genuinely enjoy Pilates and you also genuinely like making content off of it, she wasn't talking about you. But the real reason why you feel offended by what she says is because you know that there was something deep inside you that was like, oh, I can make some money off this, and that's why you made the content. And there were also some people saying like, yes, I agree with her points, but I feel like she could have expressed it better, and which to that I do somewhat agree. But if you look at the other content that she makes, like clearly she doesn't give a about saving your feelings when she's expressing her thoughts. So if you can't get past her hyperbolic language and tone, obviously you're gonna miss her point. Like, y'all cannot be this media illiterate to boil down all the shit that she said in that video just to, oh, she's giving so bitter. Like, she's just jealous she can't make that kind of money as an influencer.
That girl who got on here saying that influencers are losers and contributing to overconsumption, I think she had a lot of valid points. The way she delivered it honestly was giving hater. And then I went through her page and I was like, you have a lot of energy for influencers, but you have get ready with me's, you have product reviews, you tagged House Labs in one of your videos. It's giving jealousy, but she had a lot of valid criticism, like especially around overconsumption and things like that. But the number one thing that really just turns my brain off from that, anytime people say influencers make so much money, is the sheer fact that no one ever has that energy for streamers. And I think we all know why. There's like a fundamental difference in the demographics each industry. And I just think it's funny how influencing, content creation always gets a bad rep around making too much money. And that's all I'm going to say on that. Well, I'll also say this. Advertising has been a multi-million, billion-dollar industry since forever. And this is probably the first time in history in which regular people actually have a chance of getting a piece of the pie. So
The jokes really write themselves, because I took one quick look at the commenters under Brittany K's posts, and 90% of the girls who agree with her, you can see that they are failed influencers themselves. Girls who are getting 100, 200 views literally clicked on one profile. She does beauty U-hauls all day, every day. So where's the overconsumption, babe? You're just mad that 20 people saw your Ulta like haul, as opposed to like the thousands and thousands who watch some of the other bigger creators. I don't know. Whole thing is giving jealousy. Whole thing is giving envy. It's like, it just feels like a hate train. When, yeah, we could actually be talking about overconsumption. No, y'all gave your cards away. You guys should have all made your profiles private so that we don't see the fact that you are literally what you are attacking. Y'all think we don't have eyes? Very weird. Oh, and then guess who blocked me? Anyways, you should have blocked me faster before I took plenty of screenshots of literally so many girls under your comments agreeing with you just to turn around and do the same thing. Like, you guys are all wannabe influencers. Like, we see right through you. You're accusing people of the things that you're actually doing. Just own up to it. Look, I'm not a pocket watcher or nothing like that, but these influencers make way too money. Like,
there is no virtue in choosing a harder job where you make less money and you are more miserable. You're not a better person for it, and you're not a harder worker for it. If you have the opportunity to choose a job where you can be your own boss, choose your own hours, do something that you like, and make an income, choose it. I really feel like videos like this are just propaganda, because as somebody who makes their full-time income as an influencer, if that girl tomorrow got a $50,000 brand deal, I would clap for her. You would never ever hear me say you're making too much money or you don't deserve it. No business owner that I know feels that way at all. No successful person that I know says stuff like that. And she does want to be an influencer, by the way. She talks about perpetuating these beauty standards, but I see a House Labs video where you're tagging the brand. She has vlog, luxury bags, and that's all fine. The villainization of money is to keep people where they're at. It's to make people feel like if they do better and if they make more money, they become a worse person. And that's when you start feeling like, oh, I don't deserve this. Oh my God, am I greedy? Or whatever. And you're spiraling, you're spitting out. Take it from me. Take it from me, because I have felt that way. And just watch the follow-up video. She has a follow-up video, and I feel like it's telling.
what do y'all think y'all are influencing? Do you know how many pages that you could find on TikTok that they're all posting the same?
And if you didn't watch her video, go back and watch it, because exactly the point I try to make whenever I am trying to make new friends and I can't find anybody with a hobby, with a niche, with the sport, with the apps. Like, they're only time I can find somebody who actually has like a real interest in something, A, if they're making money off of it, or B, if it's a social event. Like, I can't find an adult with an actual hobby to save my life. Like, where are the artists? Like, where are the poets? Where are the musicians? Like, what do you guys do on your free time besides scroll on TikTok and copy what other people are already putting out? Like finding people who actually have real interest beyond other people or what other people are doing is so freaking hard as an adult. Like, Jesus.
I mean, the TikTok talking about influencers make too much money, and a lot of the girlies are like, "You're just mad because you want to be an influencer. You're just bitch. You could not influence a thirsty person to drink water."
I think this is a great message. Delivery is kind of crazy, but I think it's a great message. And I feel like people just think content creation is just this like basic thing that you start to do, and it doesn't take much effort, doesn't take much work. But if you look at the like really big content creators on here that actually have a lot of influence, their content is really good. The editing, the transitions, the things that they're talking about, the consistency with everything. But then you have people who aspire to be content creators, and then they start hating on actual influencers and saying, well, influencers make too much money, they don't do anything. A lot goes into that stuff. If you are influential and you become an influencer, that is an all-day job. They spend a lot of time on their content. Some people even edit their own stuff. So in the grand scheme of things, if you're putting that much work, most of the time overtime, into influencing, when you get a brand deal and it's like 20,000-40,000, I think the majority of people do deserve that. But to really be like an influencer on this app, not just a content creator, you have to put in the work. And of course, you have to be someone that people aspire to be like.
Every day you get on here, it's more stuff to buy. Let's talk about the TikTok shop.
And I blame capitalism. Every time you try to have purpose or just have some fun, they're like, how are you gonna make money off of it? I wanna paint pictures. I'm not gonna beat no Picasso.
Again, a lot of people are missing the message that she's saying here. She's conflating two things. The first thing is a lot of content creators, influencers do a lot of overconsumption, capitalism, which is bad to her. That's her position. The other issue is, what are you doing with your newfound platform? What are you contributing to society? How are you helping your fellow mankind? How are you helping others? She's talking about those two things, okay? And a lot of people some influencers are coming on and being like, if you had that money, you would be saying that. If she had that money, she'll probably use some of it and help others. Like, that's what she's saying, okay? And others are saying, oh my gosh, she's just jealous. She just wants to be us. Jealousy is not the only emotion in the world, believe it or not. Just because we criticize you doesn't mean I'm jealous of you. I'm not. Okay? I I agree with a lot of what she's saying. Maybe I do think the delivery could be toned down a bit, okay? But I agree with her. She's not wrong, okay? There's a lot of overconsumption. You know, capitalism's at its max. But I do believe that there's just a little capitalism. A little bit of capitalism is good for society. That's my position. I don't know. And I do think as content creators, we need to be helping our fellow mankind, contributing and make good, valuable contributions to the world, you know. What are y'all thoughts? Don't forget to follow.
The reason influencers are getting paid a ridiculous amount of money is because they're making brands an even more ridiculous amount of money, and that's something you guys are not understanding. I have a master's degree in marketing. I do content creation full-time, but I also work in marketing part-time. And what a lot of people who are making these videos saying, oh, influencers are getting paid so much money to do absolutely nothing, are failing to realize is the fact that brands work with influencers and send them PR and take them on these crazy trips for two main reasons. One, obviously being to make money. Influencer partnerships tend to have a much higher conversion rate than like traditional marketing. But two, and arguably more importantly, is to build brand resonance. And the first step of building brand resonance is to build brand awareness and brand salience. In non-technical terms, right? A brand's ultimate goal is to get you to purchase the product and then build a relationship with you so you keep purchasing the product over and over again. But you're never going to purchase it in the first place unless you're aware of it. And even if you are aware of it, there's so many other products to choose from. Why would you choose them? But if you recognize the product from your favorite influencer's page, you're like 20 times more likely to be like, oh wait, I saw that on so-and-so's page. I trust her. Let me get it. On top of that, again, obviously brands want to make money. So if you're spending tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars to put up billboards and signs on the side of trash cans and subways and whatever, it's the same as if you were to cast an extremely wide net in the ocean and you're like, okay, I know there's fish that live here, but I have no idea what's in here. Whereas if you have an influencer who you have her analytics, you know, okay, her following is 85% female. Of those 85%, 90% of them are between the ages of 18 and 35. That's our target audience right there. If you're launching a product that's supposed to make your makeup 20 times glowier, instead of running a paid ad on your social channels, which brands also do, you can work with Glowy Makeup Girl Boss 1234, who has an army of 100 and something thousand followers who follow her just for glowy clean girl makeup. But you know, even if that video doesn't perform super well, there's like a 90% chance that somebody who's interested in glowy makeup saw it. Even if they don't go buy it right now, now they've seen it, it's in their head. So when they're shopping at Ulta or Sephora and they're like, oh wait, I saw this on Kyra's page, they're more likely to buy it. Are you walking with me? Okay. There's a lot of misconceptions about influencer marketing in general. I could literally make an entire series on it because there are so many things that people just do not understand from both the brand side and an influencer side. But anyways, bye.
Every quarter, there's a group of individuals that get on the internet talking about influencers get paid too much, this, that, the third. It's such a disingenuous conversation for two reasons. One, it's always somebody wanting to become a content creator and influencer. And two, if a brand got in your email right now, $50,000 for 3 videos, you would never turn that down. The term influencer be people up for a lot of reasons. Let's break a couple down. First off, an influencer is an entrepreneur, a high-level sales rep, a damn marketing agency, and an ad company all in one. We also live in a capitalistic society, meaning that this society is driven by consumer spending. So if I was a company, let me find a way to make an investment in something and get a return. If I could pay Susie the influencer with 1.5 million followers $50,000, and that's gonna generate $2 million worth of revenue, why the not do it? One of the main problems of this argument and this conversation is that you can directly feel and see how much somebody is making for something that you can easily do, picking up your phone, making a video, but you just can't do it yet. I'll never get on the internet and be mad at somebody else for being able to generate money. That doesn't even make sense. The worst part about this conversation is when somebody says, influencer makes this amount of money, but our teachers are this, that, the third, they make this. Fenty Beauty doesn't have to pay teachers. Topicals, Macy's, whoever doesn't have to pay teachers. They're trying to generate money for their own business.
Do influencers make too much money? I don't know if you guys saw the original video, but pretty much it was this lady talking about how influencers get paid way too much, especially in comparison to other professions like doctors who literally save lives or like teachers who prepare and shape the next generation. Anyways, I think there was a lot of people agreeing with her, but there's a lot of people giving like counter arguments being like, oh, if we're resentful or like mad at this, it shouldn't be at the individuals like sort of profiting off this economy, but like the structures that allow their work to be so disproportionately profitable. I actually see both sides of the argument, and I know boring, but I just don't think it's as black and white as people make it seem. Anyways, I don't think the question should be like, do influencers deserve that amount of money? Because let's be real. But I think a better question would be like, what do these earnings, like these crazy earnings, say about like the shifting values of our society? Especially when you have like kids that now want to be influencers and streamers. Like, what does that say? I think at the core of the backlash is like this deep discomfort with seeing people make thousands or millions from something that's like seems very frivolous or very easy, yeah? And that's nothing new. Like, people have said the same things with like athletes, entertainers, whatever. And I'm not saying that's the exact same thing, because obviously that requires a lot more talent and skill and training, whatever. However, it's like not new outrage. But I think what makes influencing seem even more of like a personal affront, like hearing how much they make, is that it seems like quite ordinary. Like, it could be someone down the street doing this, someone like you went to high school with. It could even be you. So I feel like it makes it seem even more crazy to hear like the extraordinary amount of money that they make. I guess the counter argument against that would be, oh well, influencers aren't being paid for their talent, they're just being paid because their reach drives sales, and that's just basic influencer marketing, they're just walking billboards, whatever. And I think that's fair, but if you're using that logic to say that like any critique against them is sort of invalid because it should be directed elsewhere, I don't think that's fair either, because I don't think the influencer economy is like completely neutral. Like, influencers both reflect and reinforce our cultural priorities, and the only reason they're able to thrive so much is because we have made attention such a big currency. And that's why I'll never fully blame influencers at all. Like, I don't think all accountability is on them, because as consumers as well, we participate in and allow it to like circulate like this because we watch, we buy, we like, whatever.
I'll never forget the time that a girl came on here and said that if she finds an item that she really likes in an influencer's Amazon storefront, she purposefully clicks outside of the web browser that she's currently in to find and buys it in another window so that the influencer does not receive a commission from when she buys it. It was not shocking to see that girl come on here and complain about how influencers are just out of touch, or influencers make too much money, or promote overconsumption. But you can very obviously tell when she made that video, it was disingenuous. If she really cared about that much, it would properly be streamlined through her video. But it's another thing I really want to get off my chest. Some people, now all of y'all, have in your head, you cannot directly hate on somebody who's super high up or a super high earner, or celebrities who are high earning. The next thing, or the next target for you amongst that list of people, are influencers. Because an influencer is not a celebrity, they're an everyday person that creates content online. So it's easy for you to hate and for you to bully them. Whenever an influencer in some people's eyes get too big or they make too much money, they're not relatable anymore. You do good, but don't do too good to the point where it makes me feel uncomfortable.
You just want to be a big influencer one day because you were never loved in your childhood. I'm gonna be so honest with you.
Damn, it's like that, huh? I mean, I don't want to be like a big influencer. I just want to make some money on here. But you don't have to come for me like that. Damn. I just want to have a little voice or whatever. Because, yeah, maybe I wasn't loved in my childhood. Fuck. Sorry, girl. But yeah, her video is basically just talking about how influencers make way too much money, and like they just exploit all the little people, which I agree. I agree. I think a lot of influencers are fake as fuck, and they very much exploit their minions, and I think that that's not cool. But you know, I think that there are some genuine ones out there who unfortunately are not being recognized enough for being themselves. Sorry that I like to vlog my life, you know? Anyway, bye.
Sort of responses to this girl's video before I watched her video, and honestly, they like, the point is literally totally going over their head. People are basically calling her a hater, saying like she's hating on influencers or whatever, because, well, her one video where she's talking about influencers making too much money, like, in a way you could say that's hating, but again, like, they didn't watch the whole video. Like, she's basically saying like people who are doctors and people who are actually like doing stuff to help people's lives should make the amount of money that influencers make. And I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, like, that's a moot point, because you could say that for anything, like basketball players, fucking celebrities. Like, you know, at this point, advertising is king, and I feel like it's always been, but it's just like regular people can now take a part in it, so it's different. But at the end of the day, like I said, like, she's not hating. Like, her sentiment is deeper than just, oh, influencers make too much money and I'm making a video hating. No, it's more than that. She's talking about over consumerism, capitalism, all of it. And honestly, I agree.
Y'all went from let's get liberated from our 9-to-5 jobs. Content creation is the way to go. Everyone can do content creation. You should be doing it too. Y'all making too much goddamn money. Y'all ain't doing nothing. You ain't even working. You a loser. And I don't want to be like you, because I tried to, but it didn't work out for me. So I'm going to tell you how much of a loser and how sucky you are.
Influencers are not paid too much because they're paid what the market allows. A lot of you forget that influencers are marketing tools. That's what influencing is. Marketing. That's why influencers are given gifts. That's why they're taken on trips. That's why they're paid a lot of money. It's marketing. It's marketing spend. Brands have billions of dollars that they put towards marketing.
Let me share the marketing budgets of the brands you have heard of. Sol de Janeiro with their body mist and bum bum cream spent 168 million euros, so $200 million in marketing last year. L'Occitane with their viral shower oil spent even more at 271 million euros, so $317 million in marketing last year. Elemis with their cleansing balm spent 72 million euros, so $85 million in marketing last year. Elf spent $318 million in marketing last year, which, by the way, is up 60 million from the prior year. And Puig, which owns brands like Byredo and Charlotte Tilbury, spent 1.6 billion euros, so around $1.7 billion in marketing across brands last year.
Again, you guys have to stop seeing everything in the world in comparison to yourselves. Paying someone $50,000, $100,000 sounds insane because you don't have $50,000 or $100,000. To a brand with a marketing budget, that's nothing. They are used to putting that money towards billboards, toward traditional commercials, towards magazine ads. That money, typically more, is going to be spent. And due to how successful influencers have been in driving sales, driving revenue, brands have decided they are worth that marketing spend. It means they can spend the same amount of money, if not less, on an individual or individuals who have the same capability of reaching millions of people as a billboard, as a commercial, as a magazine ad, etc. The reason you guys keep having these stupid ass conversations, setting aside the aspect of jealousy and annoyance, is because you refuse to understand or accept that this is work. And no, this is not me saying that filming videos in your bedroom is as difficult as drilling for oil, so miss me with the whole "is being an influencer even hard" conversation. That's not what I'm talking about. But when you realize all of it is work, you will stop having these foolish conversations. You will understand where the money is being spent, why, and how.
That girl even said that if she gets into the creator program, she will not be joining because she can't be bought. There is no virtue, there is no value. You don't have higher standards and more integrity because you choose to reject way of working that makes more money with doing less work. There's no integrity in that. You're not choosing morality because you choose to work hard and break your back for money when there is an option for you to work less and make more. That doesn't make you admirable. No one's applauding for you in the audience. People aren't cheering you on because you said, no, I won't accept the money from the creator fund. Because there's nothing wrong with accepting money from the creator fund. There's nothing wrong with accepting more money for less work. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with an opportunity that sees your value and is offering to pay you money to do something you already like to do. There's nothing wrong with that. And we don't know if she's going to accept money from the creator fund or not, because I saw by her following count that she actually has made it into it. We don't know. Maybe she'll come back and tell us a different story. Maybe she won't. Maybe she'll choose to live the way that she's living because it's more virtuous and it has more integrity and morality about it. I'll tell you one thing. People root for the underdog. People who are low and went high. Nobody roots for the person who's low and stays low because they choose to stay low. People want to see people win. They don't want to see people continuously lose. People are inspired by people who have a better life, not a life full of stress, suffering, and misery. If there is a better way, people will always choose the better way. And if you don't choose the better way, it's because you don't think you deserve it.
Conversation about whether or not influencers make too much money is an important conversation to have, and I don't think anyone's voice should be silenced in this. However, I do think that there's a lot of internalized misogyny being showcased in how we're having these conversations. Like, for example, the original creator who brought up this discussion was saying that there are people, doctors, who go hundreds of thousands of dollars to go into debt who are making less than a girl that just puts on mascara or likes to film videos. And like throughout the video, there was like a consistent, like, she does this, she only does this, she's just a fashion girly or a makeup girly, or she likes to film, as though the only people who are influencers and who are making egregious amount of money from influencing are women. Like, the conversation was very gendered, period, point blank. And I think that's very curious because, like I said, there are plenty of influencers who do not identify as women. There are male influencers, fitness influencers, which is predominantly a male-dominated space, like things like that, who are making, you know what I'm saying, the same, if not more, than the girl that just puts on mascara. And like I said, while I do think it's an important conversation to have, I am kind of disappointed in how gendered the conversation is, because it does come across very like beauty is the antithesis of intelligence sort of thing. Like, you're either a girl that likes to film herself putting on mascara, or you're someone who's studying to become a doctor and you're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, as though those two things are mutually exclusive.
What influencers do y'all follow that make you so unhappy when you watch them do something? I follow people that I'm genuinely rooting for. I follow people that I like. You know what I mean? And you can say what you want about influencers. Yes, there's bad eggs everywhere in every profession. But I know a lot of the content creators that I follow are genuinely just trying to have a better future, provide for themselves, their families, extended family, friends. And they're just looking to get out of a better circumstance. And in this political climate, are you kidding me? In this financial climate, yeah, I think it's some real hater shit to dog anybody who wants to make money. And also, as a consumer, your phone, this is your world. So if all you're seeing is content creators doing Pilates and doing hauls, that's what you like. That's what you interact with. So this is a personal experience. The people that I watch are full of educators. We got doctors, therapists, poets, dancers. Like, my world here is so big. I think everybody should be able to do a job that they like and enjoy it and be able to make a living off of it. And if that's being an influencer, and if that's being a walking billboard, then so be it.
Personally, I think that she has a point in what she had some good valid points in what she was saying. She was talking about influencers trying to fake it so that they can get more views, trying to buy so much things. I feel like she was really like targeting those who are beauty influencers and talking about how they are doing their wig, their makeup, that they don't need to influence people to be buying a lot of those things and it's not necessary. She also talked about the fact that she doesn't understand why why doctors are not being paid so much and how the advertising industry has a lot of money and the rest. And like I said, I get some of her points. But when I watched some of her follow-up videos, I did not understand why she was that aggressive, because some of the other videos were really like over aggressive. I get a huge point that she's making about people buying what they don't need, but I think it boils down to the people who are watching. Now, if you know yourself and you know your income and know everything, why are you buying things that you don't need because someone said, oh, I've got this and the rest? It's not necessary. Now, for someone who did not grow largely on social media, there's not how you can really influence me to buy what I don't really need. Now, yes, you might suggest some things that when I eventually need it, I might remember, oh, this person said it, and let me check it out and see if it is what they said it is all about, if it is as good as what they said. But I'm not going to go and buy things because someone said, oh, this is good, this is that. If I need it, yes. Now, for instance, most of the videos I watch right now are more of skincare because I'm trying to work on my skin. So I'm trying to get as much information as I can about my skin and products that will work for my type of skin and my skin problem. So I don't really watch a lot of beauty YouTubers, to be sincere. I used to watch them a lot, beauty influencer and the rest. And because I did not really grow up on social media, I'm not really influenced by those people telling me, oh, buy this palette. And I don't even have, first of all, most of the palettes are not really like available in where I am. And even if they were available, I see the price range, I'm like, why should I buy so much for a makeup or something? But for skincare products, because I know that it's doing something, it's targeting a particular problem that I have, I might like check it out, but I will also do my research. I wouldn't just say, oh, this person is selling it, this person is showing it, I should buy it. That's how I view a lot of the influencers. In fact, for skincare products and for skincare advice, I really don't follow a lot of influencers' recommendation. Yes, they might say some things and say, oh, this is this, this is that. But I do my own research, like I said. I go to pages of dermatologists, licensed dermatologists and esthetician. I listen to what they are saying when they are advising people on different different ingredients or things that are required for different skin problem. If I feel like they are saying something that I'm not understanding, I would read, because I'm a pharmacist, so I will still do my own little research. Even though I might not be an aesthetic pharmacist, I might not be a skincare pharmacist, but at least I should be able to understand something. So that is my own personal way I look at influencing and influencers and social media influencers and content creators. But I understand what she's saying, because sometimes some people will just come and say, oh, this is this and this and that, and people will just rush and go and buy it. I'm like, do you need it? Is it a necessity for you? Why are you rushing to go and buy those things? But I cannot say that they should not get paid. That's my own opinion. I cannot fault them for getting paid the amount that they are paying. I saw somebody in a comment section say that there should be a fixed amount for each video that any social media influencer is getting from the brand. And like, why are you monitoring somebody's income? You cannot say there should be a fixed amount that an accountant is getting. There should be a fixed amount that this person is getting. Yes, there's sometimes we say, oh, this amount is outrageous. Because, for instance, I don't see how CEOs of non-profit organizations or NGOs are getting. I'm like, why are you getting so much money for an organization that is supposed to be charity? People are donating to help you fight a cause or drive a cause or take care of some issues, and then you are earning 10 million out of the donation. At the end of the day, the people that are supposed to get the money don't get the money. So that part, that I always say, because I feel like if you're going to be a CEO of a non-profit organization, it's supposed to be voluntary and you should just get maybe allowance. But you see a lot of those CEOs getting the money and using it for none of the things that they say they are supposed to use it. But I digress. Now, for the influencers, these people are part of the marketing team or marketing campaign. They are helping these companies to meet their target. They are helping these companies to make money and helping other people who are employed to continue to get their salary and feed their family. I think people don't get that. Now, she's comparing them with the amount these influencers get with doctors and saying, why are they having so much debt and the rest? That is more of the government and the university issue. Those ones are supposed to be tackled. Now, yes, healthcare workers deserve to be paid a lot, because a lot of healthcare workers sacrifice a lot of their time, their energy, their health, just to make sure another person is healthy, just to make sure another person lives longer. And I feel like everyone should be paid very, very well. But however, if we want to turn hospital and healthcare into a business, a lot of people will not afford it, which is where I always have a problem with the US healthcare system, because it's terrible how people focus on money instead of humanity. But that's another topic for another day. However, the government, with all the taxes, is supposed to actually be in charge of paying teachers and healthcare workers very well. But most government are just about the money, 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 money. Because that is happening in the healthcare system, I'm not going to start saying that the influencers who might be making millions for the companies, corporation, the brand and everything, the businesses, should not get paid. A person who does a video that involves a lot of things, editing, scripting, recording, and everything that is involved in making a video, and then makes the video, has a lot of followers, has a lot of people that believe in them, has a lot of people that want to support them, buy those things, and make millions for the company. You can't say that they should not get paid. Someone that does a video that does millions of views, and then the company gets like 2 million, 3 million worth of sales, you're saying that person should not get at least 10% of the sales amount, that the person should get only 30,000 or 10,000 after making like 3 million. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Another thing that I find funny when people are attacking social media influencers is the fact that I believe before the social media influencer and everything, we had something like shopping channels where people do basically what they are doing and they don't have personality. They come say, oh, this pot is this, buy it here. This thing is this, buy it here. Even the social media influencers at least will do, oh, get ready with me, or share story time and everything, and try and involve people in their life. That time was robotic and people still got paid. People were making money. The celebrities are getting paid millions to endorse a particular product that they might not be using. Nobody attacks them. Why are people not attacking the social media influencers that are ordinary people that have a chance to make money to help their family? Now, with this social media content creating and influencing and everything, there's a lot of women that have been able to be stay-at-home moms. They've been able to have their own finances, they've been able to have their own money, that even though as a stay-at-home mom that the husband might be providing, they have their own nest egg in case anything happens with the marriage. Why are you not thinking that social media influencing is not a good thing? Some people will say influencing is not a career. Some people have made it a career. Some people it's a business. They are not doing it just to get money and spend. Yes, she was talking about some people that will just be spending anyhow and be faking it. Those are a different kind of people. Those ones, they eventually will learn lesson, because with social media influence, except you're someone that has been very, very big and consistent and have been on it for a long time. Sometimes some people have 5 years max on it. Sometimes some people with 10 years. The people that are the OGs, they've been there for a long time, and even the views they used to get then and the money they used to get then might not be the same money they are getting now, except the most famous ones and the rest. So I think that people should not really be attacking social media influencing, because at the end of the day, they are part of the marketing campaign, part of the marketing strategy for companies, and that business advertising is a billion. For some companies, it's $1 billion budget. Some companies, it's $300 million budget. And if they are getting 30,000 or 100,000 in a year from it, I don't see how it's a bad thing, especially if the money they are using it for a good thing. Honestly, that's my own opinion about it. I understand some of the points that she's making, but some of the comments I've seen, it just reeked of jealousy, in my own opinion. But I get what she's saying. I follow up videos, I don't understand. There was some attitude, there were some nuances that I did not think was helping a point. But anyway, this is social media. Everybody's allowed to say what they like, their thoughts, and the videos have been doing well. This particular video did almost 350,000 views. The next one did about almost 1 million views. So, and she says she's not going to join the TikTok Creator Fund. Good luck to her. I hope whatever message she's trying to share, people might get it, but I hope it doesn't bring a lot of hate for social media influencers. But as my own thought about this whole topic, I would love to hear your own thoughts. So please leave your comments in the comment section so that we can get this discussion popping. Now, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you are not yet subscribed and you like videos such as this, please consider subscribing by clicking on the red button that says subscribe. And don't forget to click on the bell notification icon by the side so that you're notified anytime I upload videos. Now, with all that said, thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.